What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be discussing the hardest parts on j.storm, and you guys will be able to see firsthand how hard j.storm really is. Now guys, j.storm is one of those races that you don't just pick up a controller and just beat it, guys. It's very, very hard. And honestly, I'm quite impressed with myself that I made it this far. I never thought I'd be getting a literal 250 on j.storm, guys. That is absolutely insane. And today we're going to be discussing my journey and how I got a 250 on j.storm, guys. So this was definitely one of my hardest times to get. It took me literally 1 month of straight up practice and a year of grinding to get good at heat. So technically it took me an entire year to beat this race. But yeah, so we're just going to be discussing all the things about j.storm and just how legendary it is that I've beaten this race, guys. Now, a lot of you guys may have mixed opinions about this, saying, oh, this game doesn't look hard, but guys, it really is. You guys need to try this. It's really, really hard. But anyways, let's just discuss on how hard j.storm really is, and let's get into it. So, as you can see right now, I'm doing this part here, which is really, really hard. And this part, guys, took me a really long time to beat. So let's look at it in slow motion. So this part, guys, is definitely one brutal part. It involves you going into the dirt, hitting this sign, and then returning your car to the side, engaging in that drift mechanic, which is really hard. Now I might do a video on that separately, how to engage the drift mechanic. But for now, we're just looking at j.storm and the hardest parts and how legendary it is, guys. So, as you can see, that part's one of the hardest. So, let's look at the second part. So, the second part basically is just it's not too hard, but it definitely is hard, guys. You have to downshift twice, really fast, and immediately engage in that drift mechanic and drift around that corner so you don't hit the metal thing. So, yeah, that part's definitely really difficult and tricky. And if you're gonna be doing j.storm, hopefully you guys should watch out for that, because that's really brutal. So let's look at it in fast motion. Just look how impressive this is. Really, really hard stuff, guys. Okay, so the next part we're gonna be looking at is this section. Really hard section, guys. This is the hardest section I could ever do. Just take a look at this in slow motion. This literally took me thousands of attempts to beat this section here, guys, to actually take the section at a reasonable speed. I used to just go in between. There's these barriers, like by the checkpoint, like there. You guys can see the checkpoint. There's the barriers there. I used to go through there because there's actually a spot, but now I take it at full speed. But there is people who can take this at a way higher speed than I do. But I actually had to drift because it was so incredibly hard that I was gonna hit the barriers if I didn't. So yeah, that's basically how I took that turn. Alright, guys, so that basically sums up today's video. I was just talking about all the hardest parts on j.storm if you're planning on doing this race. Now, I do not recommend you guys doing this race if you guys are, like, no offense, but if you guys are like noobs, because it is really hard to get a 250. I literally have the teenager WR from what I know right now. So guys, yeah, I pretty much have the teenager world record.